Hello everyone. Just want to see if the audio levels are right.
Hello.
You've never used just us to stream before.
No, do I have to?
Yes.
Okay. Hello, I'm Lily and I'm the podcast director.
I mean, you might want to wait until the work. So you can wave to everyone.
Well, this is the voice. So
It was a real of Lily.
I won't hold back!
Okay, how about now? Katie's here too. She's monitoring the stream and our behaviour.
and reading all your comments.
Yeah, that too.
It's good. Yeah, you can probably jump over to the next screen.
Hey, Michael's in the stream. Hello, Michael. Right, let's switch to Wargroove. Ready? So does it sound good, Casey? Yeah, cool. Hey, there we go. So there's Katie
Hello.
and Lily. You can't see yourself. You're on the stream.
Okay. Hello.
I don't think I am. I think my shoulder is. That's fine. Right, go ahead, Lily. So what we're going to show you off today is we posted a blog about this recently. Is the cutscene editor that we're shipping with Wargroove. So since last time we streamed, I think a lot has changed. The game is, much closer to sort of polished state. Just before we go into the cutscene editor, it might be nice to just sort of show off some of the extras. Click the extras button.
Yeah. So this is what the extras menu looked like, and there's so much content here that we're probably not going to show you today, but it's very exciting.
Yeah, plus honestly, we talked a lot before the stream about showing off the codex and gallery, and then we realised too many spoilers.
Yeah, too many spoilers, and we want all of this content to be fresh for everyone on day one.
Also, all of this stuff it contains sort of unlockables. So in the codex, you unlock entries, you unlock lore, you unlock all sorts of information. In the gallery, you earn stars as you play the game, and you use those stars to unlock artwork. And how many pieces of artwork are there in there now? What, 80 or something? Is that right?
Like that, yeah.
And the jukebox, you can unlock all of the commanders' different themes, as well as some of the jingles and generic themes throughout the game.
I think that the codex is the most impressive
The
part.
codex is really awesome. Let's just talk about how awesome it is and then not show it. It's a good idea.
I mean, maybe not, but there is so much content there that honestly, even I'm looking forward to reading the final version of the codex when it's out.
Yeah, it's quite a lot of, we did a word count recently and it's quite big.
Yeah.
But yeah, do you want to show off the jukebox? We could show that about spoilers.
Okay.
I mean, we're going to add a little bit of polish to the visuals of the jukebox.
Okay, let's try it.
But as you see, you get all of the different unlocks. And click on this here, so you get different artwork for each of the tracks. And we're sort of investigating whether or not we can do a little bit more of this. We'll see.
Yeah. Should I play this? Is this a spoiler?
No.
Okay.
This scene has been played like 100 million times because we always play as Messier.
Can people hear it if I press play?
Yeah.
Oh, maybe I can hear it.
Yeah, go on. It works.
I mean, it sounds good. Yeah.
So let's head back and go into let me move the mic and go into the cutscene editor.
Okay.
So custom content and create. And we've talked about map and campaign creation quite a bit before. We're not going to talk about it too much today. But if we go into the map and make a new map. So first of all, we've got this lovely map creation theme, which I can't hear because I don't have headphones on, but I assume it's playing and it sounds lovely.
Yeah, I'm very relaxed.
So
this gives me some proper The Sims vibes. So good.
You can change map size, yes. But we've talked about before how we want to keep the map editor super simple. So if you just want to sketch out a map and then play it with your friends and everything else, you can still do that. There's a few new tiles and things in there now. But one of the things that's kind of new is that if you go to the map settings box,
I just made a heart.
And then change the map properties and change the map from a skirmish to a scenario map, you end up with a great many more settings and advanced settings and that sort of thing. And one of those is the cutscene editor.
Okay. Shall we get started with the cutscene
So
editor?
I think what we're going to do is we're going to, I guess, ask the chat to help us create a cutscene. We haven't really planned this out or put much thought into what we're actually going to build. Lily is the person that's building all of the official campaign cutscenes, so she knows the editor inside out.
Yeah.
So I guess over to you.
Yeah, okay, so we're going to go over most of the things that I wrote about in the blog post and more. So this is what it looks like when you create a new cutscene. And the first thing you probably want to do is go into scene settings, where you get the sort of generic options that affect the whole cutscene. We can name it. Let's name it.
Switch something.
Cutscene. I'm very creative. So.
Well, the chat suggested cutscene 1, so you've won up the chat.
Won, yeah. Okay. So the first thing we can look at is changing the background for the cutscene, and there are so many backgrounds to choose from, and all of these are is all the sort of battle backgrounds, right? Battle screen backgrounds, but there are also some additional ones as well. But to not spoil any of the additional ones.
What about forest? I love the forest background.
Which?
I mean, should we ask the chat?
Okay. Sand interior. Ooh, isn't that a spoiler?
Okay, spoiler?
Let's do it. Sand interior. Dungeon 1. Okay. Sand interior. Sand. Okay. So moving on to weather. I'm going to choose.
I mean, it is an interior.
Oh yeah.
So, I mean, it could rain indoors, right? I mean,
everyone just wants it to snow indoors. And
okay, let's make it snow in the sand interior.
Oh, I'm gonna do that.
Let the chat have their way.
Okay. Snow, fine. Music.
Music.
If I press this, don't we get a spoiler release?
I mean, we tried to take the spoilers out. At this point, if there are any spoilers, we can blame other people, so it's fine.
No, but that is all the music, though, isn't it? I think that we should not have.
You don't want any music? We don't have to have music. We can just have ambience.
Yeah, ambience. Let's see what
dramatic.
people feel like for ambience. I'm gonna just slowly scroll through, and Katie can report on the fan favorite for ambience.
Snow ambience.
What does snow sound like again?
Snow ambience sounds like a perfume.
That's
It's
from
got to be
association.
snow ambience.
Snow ambience. I think snow.
Okay.
ambience.
It makes sense, with it being snow.
Okay, well
Sad.
that's it. I guess.
Okay, so we have a sandy interior. Do you want to show them what you just did? So
Yeah.
the next part of this, at the bottom there, you've got your sort of scrubber, which should go backwards and forwards through the cutscene, which we don't have yet.
So, yeah, we don't have a time. Well, this is the timeline, but since we don't have any events yet, it doesn't really do anything at the moment.
Yeah, so we need to go into the timeline, and it's all event based. If you guys have ever seen, like, I don't know, what are those visual novel editing
Visual
tools?
novels.
It's kind of similar. You
I
define
haven't used
everything.
one.
Don't pretend you don't know.
Don't insult me.
You might want to turn up the game volume just slightly so you can hear that snow ambience.
Okay.
When it's going.
Let's go up just slightly.
If I do this, by the way, can I? Oh no, I can't.
Right. So we're going to start a timeline. So I think the first thing we need in any timeline with a cutscene is we need some actors. So, who would we like to come into the cutscene? I have a strong suspicion it's going to be Rota and Sigrid. The chat has been saying that the entire time.
When you create a new action, the game gives you options based on what is available to you, based on what events are already in your timeline. So, for instance, you can't remove an actor because there isn't an actor on the scene. It just makes it a little bit of an easier experience for a first-time user.
Yeah.
So
far, we've got Sigrid and Rota as predicted. Several people asking for dogs.
We can do dogs.
I appreciate the term input dog. I quite like input dog.
Input dog. Should we create a dog then?
Should it be a dog or should it be Caesar?
I think.
So, I mean, the benefit of Caesar is that it has some emotes.
That is true, actually.
So, we're providing all of the units in the game as actors and also all of the commanders. But obviously, the commanders have the additional benefit of having emotes.
What is their vote? Dog and Caesar.
Caesar and dog. It seems
okay.
Multiple dogs.
Well, I'm gonna start. Why don't we make Caesar with
Let's
a
start
dog
with
army?
Caesar.
Yeah. So in this list, just to give some more information, you get the options of every unit in the game, including all the commanders. You can toggle faction, and you can see how it immediately changes the selected unit to the faction you toggle to. But let's start with Caesar and enter his settings tab. Do you want to explain this?
Sure. So, I mean, essentially, most of the actions in the game, the events rather, have a settings tab, and you choose the settings for the event. So in this case, because you are creating an actor, you choose how that actor is created. So movement is how they come into the scene. Teleport, they just appear, but you can have them run in from the left or the right, which we should probably do.
Yeah.
You can have them walking normally or doing their angry run, which is part of the battle scene where they get angry and run towards the enemy. You can choose which direction they come from. You can choose what colour the unit is. Blocking is an interesting one. Blocking means that the subsequent events in the timeline don't happen until this event has happened.
Yeah, so it's useful in case you want several events to play at the same time and they won't block each other. It just helps you pace the actions and the events that take place in the cutscene. So I have chosen for Caesar to enter the cutscene from the left, and his walk time is normal, and direction indicates in what direction he stops. So if it says left, that means he's going to walk in from the left and then immediately turn around to face left. I'm going to set that to right, and I'm going to not make it a blocking event. And then we can choose where we want him to stop after entering the scene. And I'm going to select somewhere here. Middle? Or does anyone have any
I don't
options?
think the chat probably cares that much about where the dog stops. I could be
Stops
wrong.
in the middle. Great. Let's add some dogs. I'm going to do it in the same way. Create actor, select, find the dogs in the list. From left, normal, direction right. Red. So I'm going to do this quickly just so we have a couple of events in our timeline, and then I'm going to play it to give an idea of okay. Let's do it. Let's play this sequence. See what happens. So now that we go back to our timeline, we do actually have a couple of events that we can scrub through. And if we play, God, what is this going to look like? It's going to look like this.
Hey.
And it stops immediately because we haven't added event, a pause or anything at the end of this, but it actually looks kind of cute.
Everything I dreamed it would be.
Yeah, I'm shocked at how much I like it. Very
Right.
Christmassy.
So the question is, so Caesar's run in, he's got his 2 battle puppers in tow. Who runs in to confront Caesar? That's what we need to know next.
Okay. I mean, I'm pretty sure people are going to say Sigrid, but...
Well, I don't know.
Should I move him back a bit so that there is some space in front of him for an enemy? So this is just me showing off how easy it is to edit an event.
Oh, they're not in... Okay. That was going to bug me.
No, it is so easy to edit.
You shill.
So
Speaking of which, sponsored by.
Sponsored by. I wish. So after this...
Have you got a second one to add?
Sorry?
Have you got a second one to add in?
Second one.
Character.
No.
Oh, we're asking the chat.
Seems to be like Sigrid or another dog.
Another dog. This cutscene
Well,
can't be all
There's
dogs.
a couple of people saying add a golem as well, and Santa.
We don't have Santa.
Well, we do have Emmerich.
Well, yes.
But they wouldn't fight, would they? Sigrid. Why can't
mean,
it be
could-
all dogs?
it could
Someone
be a
asked, and I
golem.
think that is a good question. Why can't it be all dogs?
I mean, I'm just not sure it's the best way to show off the cutscene editor.
I'm going to start by adding a small pause. And this is like the most boring looking event, the pause, but I use it so much that you'll see how much we end up using it. Create actor.
They want a dog versus dog battle. We could go like a blue Caesar.
Blue Caesar. Okay, let's do it. Imagine if we had an undead Caesar. That would be good. A blue Caesar with undead dogs.
What if like Valda or Sigurd run in with their pet dog?
Yeah, maybe that's better. Valder or Ragnar? Ragnar.
Ragnar? Yeah, sure.
So we want them to have like a dramatic standoff. And she can run in from the right, facing left. It all looks
good.
good.
Yeah.
Let's add some bad dogs.
The chat said Sigurd or Valda over and over again, and then chose Ragnar. It's just
I'm not being given this information. I'm doing the best I can for you guys. Katie.
I'm sorry. I was tweeting. I was too busy
I'm
tweeting.
blaming. And another dog, just for
Good measure.
yes. Right. Okay, let's see what this looks like. Let's add in another pause. No. Okay, sorry. My pauses need to be right. They need to be there. Let's play it.
all dramatic.
I like it.
The tension.
Maybe at this point either Caesar or Ragnar could say something.
I think they should say something.
Yeah.
So,
That
chat,
would be fine.
who should speak first and what should they say?
I mean, I like the suggestion of a puppy dance-off, but that's...
I mean, strangely enough, the dogs don't have a dancing emote.
I mean... I think that's an oversight.
Caesar should have said, "Hello, I am a dog." Woof, what is the release date of Wargroove?
Let's do hello, I am a dog. Okay.
Ragnar should say, "A doggo on the carpet, get out of here."
Oh god.
Santa has arrived.
Sigrid should say, "Sigrid isn't even in the scene."
Add speech bubble. Okay, So, hello. I am a dog.
And the nice thing about this, so first of all, you've got some text size options. So you can do really big text, small text, etc. Also, there's a kind of markup language. So you can do things like, let's make the word dog shake. Can we do that?
Do I remember how to do it? Is it like this?
We'll have to see if this works.
Yeah, it might.
For our campaign messages, because we need to do localization, we actually use a separate editor that can be localized.
Yeah.
So excuse us if we get this wrong the first time. And then the settings tab. One of the interesting things here is that you can actually change the name tag. So
let's start with selecting who says
right,
this.
yeah,
I guess
okay.
that Ragnar says it.
Hello, I'm a dog.
Yeah.
Yes.
Go
for it.
Sure.
She's trying.
Okay. I'm not sure you got that.
Is it the other one? Yes.
Yeah, there you go.
Jeez.
And one of the interesting things about this, you can see that the name tag says Ragnar, but if you want to, you can change the name tag to something else.
Did you see that Rodrigo said change Ragnar to Sigrid? That's a name tag.
Yeah, do that. And then lastly, you can add voice lines. Lily's hissing at me like that might be a spoiler in there somewhere.
No, it's not a spoiler. It's just a bit unfortunate that Ragnar is one of the last commands that we haven't implemented.
We're currently re-recording Ragnar's voice lines.
You know what? I'm just
we
gonna...
could just switch to another one. Yeah, let's just do that. Let's just change it to someone else.
So Ragnar, let's change her
Let's
to...
do Sigrid. Everyone wanted Sigrid.
Yeah, okay. And then maybe she can be named Ragnar instead.
Patched.
And as
okay,
Finn
should we give her a
said,
voice line then?
Yeah. In this drop down, you get a list of all of her available voice lines. There's so many to choose from, and they're really fun. Let's try one.
I have fought many battles.
Gotta wait for the slight delay.
If you can hear it, they can hear it.
I thought it was a bit quiet, but maybe okay.
What's happening? Everyone's... Rename her to Best Girl.
I have fought
Okay, everyone
many
seems to agree on that.
battles.
Capital G.
They had it.
Question mark.
Maybe a hello. Does she have a hello?
Yes.
What about this is tiresome?
This is tiresome.
It's pretty good. So this is what it looks like. We can play it just to see if we're happy with this artistic direction.
I like this is tiresome. I can imagine that's how she'd feel.
This
like
is
walking through
tiresome.
the dogs with like snow.
I like it.
Very nice.
And I think that we should let Caesar reply to this.
I think, yeah, Caesar needs to reply. So chat, what's Caesar saying? There's a 30-second delay, we're just staring at the chat.
Right. I didn't realise there's a delay.
Hello, I'm a vampire.
Hello, I am a vampire. What?
I am Steve Rogers. Wow, a talking dog. I quite like that.
Yeah.
I quite like wow, a talking dog. Should he say that in big text? I mean, he's quite excited.
Maybe he can say wow in big text and then a talking dog after. So
Okay.
this is a
The big text is slightly broken at the moment. Don't worry, it'll be fixed. It'll look nicer.
And maybe not so strange, but Caesar's voice lines are very limited. Excited. I think excited. I'm gonna go for this one.
Twitch plays Wargroove cutscene editor.
Very much. And then a talking dog. Is that what I said?
Yeah.
Chat's asking who the voice actor for Caesar is.
That was Finn.
Yeah, that's me, yeah. It's my only contribution to the project. There are other text effects, by the way. There are you can make the text print slowly. You can
or extra.
pause. You can do various other things.
If I do this, it should. You could do the whole thing, maybe slow. Yeah, I'm feeling good about this.
Okay. Should I feel like Sigrid should emote in response.
Yeah. Yeah. So.
I think she should be quite proud.
Yeah. So in the emote settings, I like starting with selecting what character to emote. So the idol is the one that they default to when you create them. But maybe she can feel positive about the praise. You could also select what direction, but let's keep it that way. She's feeling pretty smug about it. Maybe she can say something in return.
What should she say in return?
To her compliment. Probably something like, "Here's my placeholder until someone comes up with something better." 30-second point.
Why is she now talking like a dog?
Oh yeah, that's.
I am good doggo.
She should say boneless pizza.
Sigrid doesn't eat pizza.
Someone asked, will the editor work on a Switch version? And yes, it will. It will be fully controller supported and everything else. So,
So should she say woof and...
maybe she's supposed to say, will the editor work on a Switch version?
Yes.
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 Very nice.
Let's try some other of the events. Which ones have we not tried?
So it'd be
Move
nice
actor.
to do move actor, to move some around.
So maybe in the move actor event, you can select what actor to move. Let's move Caesar, and then you select the slot you want to move it to. So maybe he runs up. We'll have it blocking.
I think the funny thing is we're explaining how to use this, but the options are all so self-explanatory.
Yeah.
It's.
I hope so. Maybe.
Should we add some narration?
Yes.
Okay, so what should the narrator say? Someone asked, are these internal tools or will a scenario editor be part of the main game? These are not internal tools. Both the map editor, campaign editor, cutscene editor are all parts of the game, and you're going to be able to upload campaigns and maps and the cutscenes that your maps contain.
Yeah.
And download other people's. So
yeah, everything we're showing off today will be available to you guys as well.
Someone suggested, and so Caesar and Sigurd went out for pizza and to discuss the possibility of a Switch release.
Is it?
We should definitely just record this for the trailer. I think it's perfect.
Possibility.
Yeah, I mean, we know this.
Certainty of a Switch release.
Nice. So in that case, we need Sigrid and Caesar to leave the scene.
Maybe they can look very happy about it. How about that?
Okay, yeah, sure. We haven't had Caesar do any much yet.
No. So, one thing that you can actually do is when you add a new event, it adds below the event that you got selected. So, if I want them to emote before the narration box appears, I'll have to select the event above, new, and let's make Caesar emote. He's so pleased about the Switch release. So you could either be positive about it or laugh about it. So a dog's laugh. This is how a dog laughs.
Yeah.
What do you think? Positive, laugh.
I quite like the laugh.
Yeah, laughing. And maybe Sigrid can laugh as well. Oh, they're so happy.
Everyone's having a joyous time. Okay.
Okay.
Now we need them to leave the scene, I guess.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's one of the
Because they've got to go out for pizza.
Yeah.
But the dogs can stay, and something else can happen. I'm not sure what yet.
So to remove a character from the scene, you select remove actor. And let's select Sigrid first. And she will go off to the right.
Let's do her angry run.
Angry run. Close. It won't be blocking because I want Caesar to run
With her.
with her.
Yeah.
Remove actor select. And he will try. And maybe we'll do the sniffing.
Yeah, let's do sniffing.
It's just a bit
Let's make him go off to the left. It doesn't make any sense, but let's just do it. No, part ways.
okay, let's have that one as blocking.
Okay, should we see how our cutscene is looking?
Maybe one of the dogs can say something as they left. Let's add a pause. I just want to add a pause. And then
So I think we need to show off the attack action, but I don't think the dogs should attack each other. People were asking for golems to come in earlier, so I think maybe after these guys leave, some golems can come in and have a bit of a...
they're very big.
They're quite big.
Yeah.
Well,
Let's do
whoever you want.
So maybe they can go to here, to the middle, and a golem. Where is it? This is
Up.
golem. From right, there may be a bug here somewhere with a golem. We'll see.
There is a bug that when actors leave, they currently play their attack animation. So that might happen.
There's a bug with big units as well. So yeah, this golem is coming in from the right. Maybe it can be a funny color.
Pink.
Oh,
Nice.
it's pink. Okay. So it's blocking. And
And
maybe
we
the
need another golem coming from the left.
Okay.
What about... Is that a bad idea?
No, I think it's fine.
But no, it can't be a cherrystone golem.
Okay.
Could be a revenant. Or, yeah, it could be a gloom giant.
Bloom giant. Full face bright. Maybe it's too close. It feels a bit too intimate. Like something like that.
What colour should he be?
Oh, colour.
The red is pretty cool, but...
It looks like muscle. I've never noticed that. That it really freaks me out. It looks like muscle tissue.
It does a bit, yeah.
I quite like it.
What does it look like in yellow?
Yellow.
White? Oh, doesn't have that palette yet.
We're bug hunting. Let's do a green one. So this one is blocking, coming in from the left. Close. And then maybe one of them can threaten the other and then they kill each other.
Okay, what should the threat be, chat?
So this guy is rude and sad.
What should the Gloom Giant say? Don't fix white.
Yeah, everyone says just make it white.
Get good.
I hate you.
I hate you so direct.
Pineapple belong on pizza.
Yeah, I agree with that one. It's
Do
good.
you?
Yeah.
Really though?
Yeah, I've already tweeted it from our account, so it's official.
Well, maybe he
I'm
says
done.
pineapple pizza is delicious.
Repulsive.
And the other guy, well, the other guy feels angry about it, so he attacks him. So
I think the only like believable thing here is that they both think it's repulsive.
but he doesn't think it's repulsive.
Yeah, but that's just not.
And then
I like Lily's suggestion.
you are. I like pineapple
Yeah,
pizza.
yeah, I do
think
too.
it's fine.
Yeah.
But you know what? For
Right,
art,
fine.
I will make a lie.
For art.
Attack.
Wait, he's just going to attack without a response? He just comes in and he's like, pineapple pizza is delicious, and attacks the other guy?
No, this guy attacks that guy.
Oh, okay, alright, I see. I thought you were editing the same guy.
You attack. Where is it? So I actually haven't used this.
See this person in chat, I'm with Pink Castle guy here. Pineapple does not belong anywhere near any sane person's pizza.
No. Can we ban this person?
We can. We
Yeah,
have
I think we
ability.
can do that. Okay. Attack.
Seriously,
Pineapple.
don't put pineapple on your pizza. This is not great.
This is not great. Such a mellow. Attack from. So you select attacker. I've selected pink.
Someone here just doesn't like pizza.
Attack from.
Okay,
let's
yeah.
Let's attack from this
Yeah.
tile. Target the pineapple man.
Did you see the one where someone said, make him say, I am Groot? That would be good.
Oh, that would be funny.
That would be good.
So
Should he kill the
I think he
pineapple
should
man?
kill.
I mean, I think it's a worthy offence.
I feel attacked. But let's have blocked as well. So this should kill the Gloom
Okay, we've
Giant.
gone for a long time here without testing our cutscene.
Yeah, I know,
so-
but it's dramatic,
Right,
isn't it?
alright,
I
fine.
feel like it's
So let's just keep
dramatic.
going.
Yeah. And then maybe now he can say something like a badass one-liner once he's killed his
Okay,
enemy.
so they want the pink golem to say, I am Groot.
This is so confusing. Someone is asking what is
what is
blocking.
blocking? Go ahead.
So blocking is an event that pauses later event from happening until that event. Oh my god, I'm explaining this so badly. Okay, let's show it in this list. So a blocking event in this timeline means that the next event doesn't play until the event that is blocking is played. Did that make sense?
The timeline doesn't advance until that event has worked.
Yeah. So a non-blocking event, if you have several non-blocking events in a row, they will play together. Yeah?
The timeline doesn't advance until a blocking event is completed.
Yeah, but I wanted to clarify it further. Did we get a line for the giant?
I personally like one that says, I love you, and we can create a golem love story.
Yeah, but the other golem's dead.
Who killed him?
But the other one, like,
Is this like a Romeo and Juliet thing?
Maybe.
What do you want to say? Let's say, I love
Justice for crimes against pizza. We can't have that because that's
You
Adams.
can't do that.
You can't have Adams.
I'll have I love lamp. This is a special golem.
Special golem.
Yeah. Maybe it can be big as well.
He just screams it. Right. Okay.
And then he just storms off. maybe we can have a sound effect actually.
Sure. What should the sound effect be?
Thunder.
Thunder. Okay.
This is, yeah, but I'm feeling that. Thunder.
The reason you can pick a grid slot for the sound effect. Look at this lovely icon.
I know.
Is that Karen?
I don't know.
Some programmer art there.
I know. I think it's okay.
The reason you can pick a grid slot is because of stereo sound. So
it's coming from him, and it's non-blocking. So if I don't block this one, actually, it would be great if this thunder sounds as he says, "I love lamp." And I can do that if I move this event up. So the up and down arrows lets you rearrange things on the timeline.
Can you click and drag yet?
No.
No, we have that in the other menus.
Yeah, it needs to be implemented. Okay, so I think that this is actually quite good. Shall we play it?
Wait, one more thing. I think we should name our golem.
Okay. Which one? This one?
Yeah.
What should we name the golem? Something pizza.
If it was the other one, I'd say group.
They're still saying we should name him Groot.
Still saying it?
Why don't we name this guy Groot?
Good pizza opinions golem.
This is Groot. And this guy is...
Hot Daniel.
Hot Daniel. I love Hot Daniel.
Jay.
Was that Jay?
I've been ignoring people from Chugglefish.
It is funny though.
Derek the golem. He is lamp.
How about Hot Derek?
Hot Derek, yeah, they're nice. Combine the two there.
Yeah. Are we happy with that? Do we want to do anything else before we play our masterpiece? Let's play it. I feel good about this.
This is tiresome. Yes.
I think this is great. Okay, so there were a couple of parts that maybe, but I think it was okay.
Yeah.
It was good.
Beautiful.
All your fanfiction should not be canon.
Okay. Yeah. I don't know. Do you feel like we covered most of the cutscene editing?
There's a few things we haven't covered. I don't know if we want to cover them today, but obviously there are visual effects. We're still working on those a bit, so it's probably not the great time to show them off. A couple of people asked if you're able to change the weather during the cutscene. And you will be able to change the weather, the music, the sound effects during the cutscene. We're also adding more functionality that we need ourselves. So we're going to have fade-ins and fade-outs. And there will be additional stuff in here as well.
But even so, with the functionality that is in, you can do so much.
I mean, clearly.
Yeah, I mean...
Look at this masterpiece.
I feel like we should add this to the game.
It would be fun to include in there somewhere. We could save this and...
Yeah.
Secret cutscene.
Yes.
Yeah.
But yeah, all the cutscenes in game are already created. They have had a first pass. So with the current tools, you can create full cutscenes for a whole game. But you know, there are some tools that we're looking to add to polish a bit more.
Cool.
So yeah, why don't we watch it again?
Yeah, let's watch it one more time. And then I think we're going to show off an actual campaign mission, which I will play through. It'll be an early one, but I wanted to give people a sense of what the campaign actually plays like and
And that
sort
one
of thing.
has cutscenes in it.
It does have cutscenes.
This
You wanna
is
voice act it?
tiresome.
Hmm?
You should voice act your
But
cutscene.
she's already doing
Oh,
it.
right, okay.
I don't want to ruin it.
Yes.
This is a sweet moment. This is my
It
favourite
is,
moment.
it is a lovely moment. He does die before he gets slapped, it's true.
I know.
More tweaks we have to do, but that's okay. No, you know what I think was happening? The guy realised his folly with pineapple pizza, and he just died, and the other guy was trying to save him.
Yeah, from embarrassment, he was just like, "This is too much. It's too much." Okay, well, I'm really happy with this. Might do something similar for the last mission.
Yeah, the finale. Yeah.
Do we have any final questions about the cutscene editor before we move on?
Well, we'll find out in 30 seconds.
Should have had a drink.
Do you want a Capri-Sun? It's super delicious.
I don't think they are good.
Well, there goes our sponsor.
We can't agree on anything. You like you don't like pineapple on pizza. You like this bad drink.
Someone's asking, can you change scenes mid-cutscene? You can't do that yet. It's going to be part of the functionality for fading in and fading out, so you will be able to.
But we can look at some other backgrounds, maybe, if people like.
Yeah, sure.
So we can still change the scene settings. You wanted to see the grass forest, which is really nice as well.
Here you go, Lily. Special delivery from Adam.
Oh, thank you.
He'll do anything to get on stream.
Grass Mountain. Okay. But let's just choose Grass Road, and we can just play it again.
Oh God, do we have to watch this again?
No,
This is tiresome.
Let's make it rain. Make it rain.
Made it rain.
Nice.
I really like the rain. I think it's my favorite.
This is tiresome.
Suddenly this is so much more dramatic.
Just too bad that I got like the editor music. It's very like The Sims still.
Has some ocean ambience instead of snow ambience for the rain.
Sure.
Ocean ambience. We can.
I mean, we could have rain ambience.
How about
I mean,
storm?
they've asked for.
Oh, they've asked for ocean ambience. I see. Okay.
Right, well, I can't.
This is tiresome.
So that's what it looks like. And now that we've got quite a long timeline, you can scrub through it. It makes it easier to edit it when you can play back from certain points. Yeah. I'm happy.
Very cool.
Okay.
Thanks for showing it off.
Thank you.
Are you going to stick around for this, me playing through this campaign map?
No.
No? Okay.
I would love to though.
Flyer.
But I'm going to go back to work. I'm going to copy paste this into the game before you complain.
Can you put me on the campaign screen? The heart.
Where is it? Okay. Alright, I'm going. Well, that's not the camera.
No, you're waving at the microphone.
I'm going, but Finn is going to show you this mission, which is amazing. So have fun.
Tell someone to come in here and join me. I need the back and forth.
Katie.
Do you want to join,
Katie's
Katie, or are you too busy on the...
I can move.
Alright. Bye.
What? Does Adam want to come in? Saying
I bet Adam does want to come in.
I'm sure if we ask him on the he'll come running. Yeah. Yes. Just putting Sigurd's name in the chat so people can hear it. Come on,
Is it-
Adam.
yeah, He's pretending.
I
He
think he's
doesn't want to
pretending
come now.
he
Yeah,
can't
yeah.
do
He's
it.
being nonchalant about it.
Alright. I'll put this up then.
Right. So, this is the 4th mission in the game. I'm going to play mission 1-4. It's sort of the end of the tutorial missions, and you are in Cherrystone.
You coming,
And-
Rosie?
Hi.
Oh, hello.
Sit down.
Hello. I haven't seen it, I don't think. Or have I?
You've seen it.
Have I?
Yeah.
Oh, well, I can pretend I haven't seen it. I haven't seen it much. That's true.
So what was I saying? This is mission 1-4. It's the end of the tutorial levels in the game. You play as Messiah, and you're in Cherrystone, and Cherrystone has just been attacked by Felheim to the south. And you are forced to flee. So, are we ready to play? I think we are. I'm going to use a gamepad.
Yeah, do it.
Oops. There we go.
My queen.
Valda! But
Oh, that emote.
let's go.
You can hear it, right?
You can, yeah.
People are saying hi to you, Rosie.
People are saying
People
hello
are saying
to
hi
you.
Oh, hello. Can't hear if I only have it. Hey guys.
Okay, so we have a little bit of tutorialization, but generally our goal in this map is to get these guys safely out here, away from the invading Felheim forces.
The screen overlay is slightly like blocking some of the text armor.
Oh no!
So we can always just make it a little
I
bit
can read
smaller
it.
in the thing. Or...
Read it.
Now you can move. Do I have to do an
Do a
Emmerich voice?
voice.
Yes.
I'm not sure I can do
Just
Emmerich's
do-
voice.
A voice.
Now you can move the wagon south, closer to the location of the villagers. The wagon can only hold 1 unit at a time, and villagers count as a unit. Once you've arrived, leave the wagon using drop, so the villagers have space to load. We need to drop off the villagers just inside the walls when they arrive. We can instruct them to head towards safety on foot.
Okay.
I have played this one.
You have? Yeah.
I did it. Skin of my teeth.
Okay, I made it! I can't. How am I going to do? Do you want to read this here?
Definitely.
Do it.
I like your version.
Yeah, you do
It was so like.
I'd better get these villagers into the wagon.
Yes, you can drop them off near the barracks.
Now I'm here, I can look out for enemy troops.
Yes, and with the wagon near the barracks, you'll be able to ferry more units to your side. Alternate the use of the wagon to transport your troops to battle and the villagers to safety.
I will. Thank you, Emmerich.
Nice.
Beautiful voice acting. Let's recruit something.
What?
A ranger.
Yeah. It's a
Uh-oh.
good choice.
Here come Felheim. The Felheim Legion! I have to protect the villagers. What if we lose one of the groups? I can't let that happen. You literally can't let that happen. If you lose a villager, you lose the mission. So let's drop this guy off. And let's take the advice and ferry this guy forwards. And Messiah, because she's so super strong, is going to take on these 3 troops on her own.
She can do it.
Yeah.
Chat's saying you're going a little bit Yoda with your improv.
Yoda?
Yoda. I think it's the husky.
Oh, they're attacking my village.
Uh-oh.
Rampaging Felheim hordes.
More.
Yeah, let's kill this archer.
See your biggest threat
I won't
Nah.
fail!
out of those three?
Let's see if we can deal with all three of these guys pretty
Oh
easily.
wow, yeah.
Right. I'm going to keep... do I want a knight or a ranger? If I get a ranger, I could keep it up top, and it can sit behind the wall and kill these guys who are coming in. But a knight will get a lot of range. No, I'm going to go for the ranger for now.
Yeah.
Put
I
him
thought
in
you already
forest.
had one. You did not get one.
Oh, it's in the other ranger's in the wagon.
Oh, okay. You bringing him down south?
I am bringing him down south.
Oh, you're bringing him
I'm going to
over
put my
to-
wagon over there to prepare for the next villager.
More refugees have arrived on the West Road, and others will follow.
I think the voice has changed.
Oh well.
That's alright. Okay, so Lucia's going to shrug off this attack. Easy peasy. Let's see, she's doing less damage as she's being attacked.
Yeah. Her health is going down a bit though. You do have to keep an eye on it.
Yeah.
Oh, she's got groove.
So we've added this, since last time we played, we've added this groove effect, so you can see which commanders on the field have their groove, which is particularly important because some maps have more than one commander in them. I feel, I don't know, fired up.
It's your groove, Queen Mercia. You've charged it for the very first time. Grooves are a gift. Commanders like you and I charge them as we battle. Use it to benefit your forces.
I want to use it to heal them.
Focus your energy. Cast a healing aura. It will restore some measure of health to you and any close-by friends and allies. When used at the right time, this ability may very well turn the tide of battle.
Cool.
But I'm not going to use that yet.
When you say close by, how close?
So I think it's a radius of 3.
Oh, 3 deep on
Yeah.
each side.
So
Nice.
I will show you. So heal aura, there you go. Range of 3.
Oh wow, it's pretty good.
Yeah. Okay, so who should we finish off? We can kill either of these with the archer. Archer has a movement range of 3 and a attack range of 3, so it effectively attacks from 6 away. But the archer does bonus damage, gets a critical hit if it's stationary before it attacks, which I can't get right now because they have to move to get into range. But we can position it here afterwards and attack these guys coming in to get
Hide
some
in the
critical hits.
forest.
Hide in the
and
forest.
hit someone from the-
Can't attack from the forest.
Is it just one away? Too far.
It's too far, yeah. I'm gonna move here and attack.
Okay. Which one are you gonna go for?
One
Oh,
with 4 health.
get him. Yeah.
And let's finish off this guy. Yeah. So I'm not going to use my heal aura yet, or I can reinforce from the village and pay some money to get some health back, but I won't do either because the commanders heal passively over time by 5% every turn. So I think she's going to be fine for now.
That's
Yes, it is. Okay, and I've got 700 gold, so I'm going to get that knight I wanted earlier.
Yeah, nice. Now you mean business. Where's your knight gonna go? Is he gonna stay up top?
Not sure yet. They have a lot of pikemen which counter knights. It maybe wasn't the best decision to buy one. I just really wanted a knight. So
They're cool.
okay, I still can't get the crit. But we'll attack this pikeman.
The archers pretty good against pikemen.
Oh, they're not bad. You saw the damage it did there.
Yeah.
It's left with
pretty good.
42% health.
Let's see if I can get him. Well, I'm still gonna go for someone new.
I'm going to attack this guy and lower his health. So he
Brace
does less damage.
yourself.
And I suspect they're all going to attack us here because, especially early on in the game, the units like to target the commander.
Hell.
Right, so we're going to move these closer to the exit.
Nearly free.
Nearly free. So we can check the enemy attack range by going over the enemies. So this guy is in range of attacking our archer. And although archers are much more expensive, if a soldier manages to get actually close to an archer, it will do a lot of damage, so we don't want to let that happen. At the same time, this guy would absolutely annihilate our archer, but he can't attack here. So we'll move this guy here and attack this soldier.
Smart. Saving him. Hopefully, at least this round.
Yes. And let's just move our knight down and move our wagon back to the west road where the villagers are coming from. And I have another 500 gold.
Ooh, we're gonna get.
Let's go ranger heavy this time round.
More villagers! We'll keep you safe!
Ooh, my getting crowded.
It's fine.
Cheers.
But I weaken these two spearmen, you see.
Yeah.
Now,
She's not on her own.
no, she's got an archer with her. And I have healing aura. Oh, he went for the village. I didn't expect that. Well, that wasn't a very good move, actually.
For him.
No, he's going to get killed.
Yeah.
Not quite, but... Okay, now we want to get away, because a knight can do substantial damage to Mercia. So, you can see the knight has a huge range. I'm going to move this here, so it's outside the knight range, and finish off these guys.
Just the one.
Just the one poor skeleton. I'm going to move back, and I'll use this heal aura, just
Does it
so
heal
I'm
the
not saving
town?
it too long. It doesn't heal the town.
Okay.
It's probably actually better for me to just reinforce off the town, but I just want to use the groove, so...
I'm here to help. Healing aura.
Whoa, so cool.
That was amazing! Can I do that all the time? Come on, Mercia.
Only when you've fought enough to charge your groove up fully. The charge does slowly build up on its own, but fighting and defeating your enemies accelerates the process. If a weakened enemy is nearby, it's sensible to land the finishing blow yourself. The quicker to charge up your groove.
Just added a word.
But remember, we can't afford to lose you, so don't overstretch yourself.
Okay, I understand. Thanks, Emmerich.
Right. Now, what do we want to do with this knight? So the thing with the knight is that if it moves its maximum range, which it is right here, before attacking, it gets a critical hit. Actually, it's not right here, what am I talking about? So what I want to make sure I do is I don't want to put myself in maximum range of this knight, because I don't want it to get a critical, because that would be really bad. But I do want to position myself in a good place. I think these guys are likely to either attack Mercia or the town, in which case both of them will get counter-attacked and die. As much as this is a counter to knight, it only has 1 health, so I'm not really worried. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to position it such that it's just outside that knight's range, so that we can get the next hit. And I'm going to move
Yeah.
sad Mr. Villager away.
Get the other one closer. This one can go in now.
You can. But first I'm going to attack these guys. Back them up.
Well done, Queen Mercia. The first of the villagers has made it safely to the pass. Keep going.
I will, Emmerich, I will. Okay, let's get a pikeman, just in case we have any more knights to deal with. Oh, I thought I was out of range, I wasn't paying attention.
Uh-oh.
You can see why I wanted to run away from the knights.
Yeah.
That's fine. We're still fine.
Get him. Oh.
The villagers in the towns are holding their own.
Yeah.
It's because we've been weakening the troops before they attack.
Just all these
He came after our knights anyway.
single skeletons walking around. Oh.
this guy's in crit range. So over 100%, and the arrow flashes to show you it's a crit. Oh, I survived. There's a plus or minus 5% RNG on the damage, so I got extremely unlucky there, and he was left with 5% health. But luckily we can finish him off. Let's use our wagon to get in position again, but drop this spearman.
Nice.
We can get a crit on the knight, and that will mostly deal with them. And let's finish the knight off with Messiah so that we can build up some groove charge.
Yeah.
Now, Messiah has a really fast charging groove. So there are lots of different grooves in the game, and they have very different effects, and some of those are more powerful than the others, but of course they charge at different rates. So Messiah's we've so far deemed isn't that amazing. Being able to kill is quite good, but it's not fantastic. So it charges quite quickly as a result. And who should we kill? So I've moved maximum distance, so I get a crit here. We might change this in the final version and make sure it have to be a straight line, because we feel that this is a little bit crazy. But I'm gonna take it whilst I can. Okay, I'm in pretty good shape. I'm gonna buy another knight, I think. This is quite an easy mission because it's early in the game.
Another group of refugees, Your Majesty.
It's not doing wonders for my voice.
You can stop. Just do your normal
Never
voice.
stop.
Just do your normal voice.
I've committed. So I think Messiah is going to have to reinforce next round, but that's fine. Brave skeleton. Silly skeleton. Same difference. Oh, we've got knights coming out the top now. So let's start with a crit here. Doesn't quite kill this one because spearmen are stronger than foot soldiers. Tread spears are stronger than I forgot what they're called now.
I like how they're back to back.
Yeah.
They're like protecting each other.
Okay, let's see. So what's our groove? Oh, 90%. So
Ooh.
I will get enough groove. Will this kill him? I will kill him. I don't want to kill him yet. Do I want to take damage? Probably not. This will get me enough groove. I can lose the 7% health.
I won't hold back!
There we go. And crit here.
Cool.
One of the major challenges we're facing right now is balancing these missions. We find that we get a very different level of play from different people.
Yeah. This one took quite a while for me, but I didn't find it that hard. I nearly failed though. I didn't. I just did it really differently to you. I just left Messiah like exposed for ages, but she didn't die, and I just whisked her away at the end. I didn't realise that you had to evacuate her as well. I don't know why.
Spoilers. It's fine.
Well,
Of
exactly.
course she has to
At this
escape as
point,
well. She
I
can't
didn't
just stay in
think-
Felheim.
Yeah, but I just thought, oh, you just have to get all the villagers out. But yeah, that makes sense. She's got to get out too.
Okay, so let's heal Messiah right away. In range of this archer. Nope.
I'll save you all.
Oh, you're healing your whole team.
Well, they
Healing
all full
aura!
health, but yes.
Still, considerate of you.
Let's reposition here. I'm going to let these guys come to us because I think to move in and attack them is going to take too much damage because we've got 2 spearmen there, and when spearmen are next to other spearmen, they get a crit, so they could actually one-hit my knight, which I don't want to do. These guys can't reach yet, and I don't want to be in range of this archer, so they can come to us. They can attack this building if they want to, and we'll use that as bait. Now, what to do here? So I could get a crit on this guy and finish him off. I think what I'm going to do is I'll crit with him and leave these guys at an almost sort of useless level of health. And then I'll attack the knight. And I'm sure I'm not making the best moves here, but now the question is, do we finish off the knight? Because the knight kill the archer, because the archer's quite good against my knight, and I want to keep my knight around. Also, it doesn't really matter.
Your knights are very good against that archer, though.
Yeah. I mean, that's the thing. The archers, they're very versatile units. They're very good, but if you get close enough to them, a lot of cheap units can do a lot of damage.
Knights are more expensive than archers, though.
That's true, but soldiers can do a lot of damage to archers, and they're very cheap.
They just need to get close.
Yeah, but obviously, as you saw before, an archer with a crit can one-hit kill a soldier, so it's... Right, yeah, I think we're going to end turn.
Scouts are reporting that these are the last of the refugees.
Yay!
Let's get them to safety as quickly as possible.
Do you need the water?
I'm good.
Maybe a Capricorn.
I've run out of Capricorn.
Oh no! Oh,
Are you going to get me a Capricorn?
Well, not. Is there more?
There's more
Is there enough
Capricorn.
for everyone?
Yes.
Do you want them, Rosie?
all right then.
We're not actually sponsored by Capricorn, for anyone wondering. Right. Okay, so they move forwards. Uh-oh. This weather is a bad omen. Valda is nearly upon us. We must hurry, though it's harder now. Our troops lose range in severe weather.
Just come in.
Valda's coming.
That's good now.
Wow, it is hot.
It's hot in here.
Yeah, when you go
It is
outside.
really hot in here. That's why I need the Capricorn. Okay,
make
back
it
to Wargroove featuring Capricorn. So this is our last villager. And we're going to have to make sure Mercia is safe, because obviously she has to get away as well. So let's see, let's attack these guys.
I'll do yours for you.
Okay. I'm really tempted to just attack with Mercia because I just want to kill them, but it's not the wisest thing to do. Now, I know my knight's going to get killed, but I just want to reduce as many people here as I can, because it's about time we fled. And also it's more fun to watch. Let's do a knight on knight situation. And let's begin moving Mercia back. Oh, my poor horses. Ouch. That was a crit.
Ow.
He was next to another spearman.
That was really painful.
Uh-oh, look who it is.
Whoa.
What would Valda's voice be like? Well, I know what his voice is like. I don't know why I'm asking. I sort of meant what voice could I do?
It's even more like deep and...
Fleeing your kingdom, our true queen would face ruin with her head held high.
That's gonna...
Valda!
My queen, we must remain focused. You can't defeat Valda, but you can save these people.
You're right. I won't let them down.
We know you won't, Monsieur.
So you don't even have to defeat him.
No, of course not. He's far too strong.
Oh, that's
And he
alright
has his
then.
groove, look.
You just got to get everyone out of there. I'm pretty close to doing it.
I haven't been recruiting units for a while.
Oh yeah, you can afford a knight.
These guys are just gonna hold off Valda for as long as they can.
It was quite funny how Marcia said that she'll keep these people safe and then she runs off first.
She was she was talking about the villagers.
I'll save myself.
She's talking about, she's helping out the villagers. She's leading the way. That's what she's doing.
She just took the wagon over there. Them. You know?
She's been considerate.
Yeah.
Rise from your grave.
Doing it. Oh, and they get
Rise from your grave.
See? That's the right voice.
Not sure about that.
I heard it.
Oh, you've got the headphones
Yeah.
on. All right, yeah.
It was like exactly the same.
Okay. So we're pretty much done.
It's not like Starbound though, we did pay people to do the voices this time. We did them
Yes.
ourselves in Starbound. Yeah.
Hey, someone got a massive altered beast flashback. I approve.
Oh.
Perish.
Rather than grave.
Wave.
Wise from your
Wise from your wave. Poor village.
It's quite sad in this context, seeing those like blue flags go down as well, isn't it?
Yeah,
It's like,
Yeah, it
it's
is.
very emotional.
That was the last of the villagers. Time to get yourself to safety too, Queen Messia.
His voice has really changed.
My voice is changing.
Yeah, that's what I mean. No,
I'm
you
on my
sound-
way.
I don't know. I don't even know what
Hey.
you said.
You've made it. Well done, my queen.
Yay!
Ragnar. Sigrid.
Hmm?
I imagine there's a lovely fade there between the.
You just got to imagine that right now.
Huh?
Oh, Caesar.
he's so cute.
He's doing his sniffs. Is that his thinking pose?
It is. He's thinking.
So cute.
Cool.
The bug of the attack.
Oh yeah.
Fresh prey.
Who dat?
Who dat?
Woo!
Hey!
Nice. S rank.
Thank you. Thank you.
Well done. It's a hard one. So it's 3 stars, the max.
Sorry, I was taking a swig of capital.
Swig.
3 stars is the max.
Mm.
And you use those stars to unlock items in the gallery, amongst other things, which I cannot talk about.
Oh. Unmentionables.
Unmentionables. Right, I think that's it. I hope you enjoyed that. I don't know if anyone else has any questions I could answer.
Wait 30 seconds.
Yeah, we do have to wait 30 seconds. So, yeah, we still got quite a bit of work to do. Every mission in the campaign is there, but we're polishing up and we're doing cutscenes and we're doing all of the little bits and pieces that take far longer than you'd imagine, but make the game charming and, you know. If you get all S ranks, you get the hot Derek cutscene. That's a nice idea.
That could be how we bury it.
Someone is asking, can 2 damaged units merge? No, they can't actually. That was a Advanced Wars feature that was it's quite integral to the game. We have reinforcing instead, which is you can pay when you move your unit next to a village to heal the unit at the cost that's proportionate to the cost of the unit and the depleted health. So whilst you can't rejoin units, you can't join units together rather, you can bring them back and bring them back up to full strength for a fee. And what we find is that's quite interesting because it gives a second use to villages, and it means capturing a village isn't just a financial gain, which is of course very important, but it's also a tactical gain in terms of where you position your front line and how hard you decide to press and that sort of thing. So it plays differently, but we quite like how it plays right now. Someone is asking, how old is Mercia? I mean, I would go into the codex to answer that, but I can't right now. I can't.
Not yet.
Someone else asked if there's one story, like main story to follow, like one campaign.
Right, so what we've got, there is the main campaign in which you play as lots of different characters. There are side quests and main quests. I think we have around 30 missions now. The mission I just played is towards the beginning of the campaign, so it's quite a short mission. But as you get towards the end of the campaign, the missions are pretty huge. Pretty big.
Huge.
So then that's the main story, and that's the canonical campaign and the story of Mercia. But on top of that, what we have is arcade mode, which again I can't even click on because of spoilers. However, in arcade mode, you select any character and you play a series of battles against opposing commanders, and through the dialogue that takes place in the battle maps, you get a sort of mini campaign for each commander about them trying to do a thing that I can't talk about and what that means to them. So it's sort of a non-canonical mini campaign for each commander as well. And it's kind of like playing through arcade mode in a fighting game, where you have a cutscene at the end and you have various interactions between the characters.
Yeah, what else?
Or will we be able to mess with the map editor in custom campaigns?
Not sure I understand the question. I mean, when you make a custom campaign, you get to just place the markers on the map wherever you like. You get to connect maps together however you like. You can have campaign flags that open up new routes, or you can carry something forwards from a previous map, and then of course as part of that you can make your own campaign missions. So hopefully that answers the question.
Yes.
Fun question. Which commander would you want an amiibo of?
Ooh.
Oh god.
Is that jail?
Caesar.
Yeah, that's the one you were saying earlier.
Caesar. See, I like Caesar a lot, but I wouldn't go for Caesar.
But there are some.
Maybe Sigrid.
There are some good non-human ones, like the horse from Breath of the Wild.
Yeah, true.
Looks really good.
I love Nuru in this game,
Yeah.
I have to say.
Don't know. Which one?
Yeah, it's a tough question.
I think Emmerich would be cool with all his like floating cherry stones. That'd look cool. All
Right.
of them.
All of them. Yeah, all of them would be the best answer, I agree. Hot Derek amiibo.
Oh yes.
Someone asked release date and will there be an OST release? So I'm not going to talk about release date, as you can imagine. And I think it's quite likely that we'll have an OST release. I can't promise anything, but that seems pretty likely at this point. I'm excited to hear everyone's opinions on the entire soundtrack. There's a lot of tracks that we haven't played publicly yet. They're slowly being released on the blog. And of course, as you saw previously, the extras menu has a jukebox that lets you play them all. Someone asked, for custom campaigns, do we use the full overworld map, or are there options to use something else? Currently, the only map in the game is the overworld map that you've seen, but we are looking to get a couple of alternatives in for release, more generic looking ones. I can't promise that right now, because we are crunching hard on various different elements, and it's hard to promise anything additional, but hopefully we'll have some additional campaign maps in there. Is Katie linking to the currently released OST tracks?
Yeah, they're so good. I love them. I listen to them when I'm working.
I didn't see that question, no. Challenge mode is a collection of unique, very difficult maps and scenarios, is essentially, I think, the best way to put it. And you'll have to see if you can beat them, is essentially what it is.
It's a challenge.
Someone was asking, is there local multiplayer? There is local multiplayer and online multiplayer. The online multiplayer is it has asynchronous and synchronous play. So what that means is you can start a match and take your turn and then leave the match and come back to the game at a later point and take your go again once it's your turn again. So you don't have to stay connected or anything like that. Which is great for some of the really huge maps in the game, because obviously they take a long time.
But that means you can do that with other people, right? So you can, like, on a Switch, you can just play them.
Yeah.
And then you can get off the bus and walk home.
Yeah, and so
then
all of
do
the
the rest at
other modes as well, so single player and local multiplayer and challenge and arcade and so on and so forth, they can all be resumed at any time. So you can quit out the game, turn off your Switch or turn off your PC or turn off your any other device and just jump back in. Someone asked, is there cross-platform online multiplayer? Yes, there is. Aside from PlayStation 4, for reasons that I'm sure you can imagine. If you would like cross-platform on PlayStation 4, mention it to Sony and tell Sony But we've done what we can in terms of cross-platform multiplayer. Someone says, I hope there's Fog of War. I would really like to show off the Fog of War.
Yeah.
Is there a good way for me to show off the Fog of War? Maybe there is. Sorry?
You do it in another stream.
It's not worth it.
Well,
I guess
you
you
do a
can
few,
play a match.
few campaigns with it, because we haven't done a blog post on it yet. It'd be nice to do that.
Okay.
Properly, give it its own time.
Yeah, I'm excited to show Fog of War off because Amzaratul, I don't call him that. He has a real name, but he's posting in the Twitch chat right now as Amzaratul. I think that's how you say it.
I bet he'll correct you.
Yeah, I'm sure he'll correct me. Has programmed in a really, really cool Fog of War effect.
Somebody here says, is there a Fog of War mechanic? Please say no. Can you turn it off? Is it, or is it just certain matches have?
In the campaign, certain matches have Fog of War. For local and online multiplayer, you can, or for most local and online multiplayer modes, you can decide whether or not it's on or off. If you're making your own map, you can decide if it's an option or you can decide to force it. So you have pretty much a full range
There's some
of options there.
flexibility there, yeah. If you really don't like them, you can just play against people in multiplayer and have it turned off.
Yeah. Someone said, I heard that the Dragon's crit mechanic is being revised. Are there any updates on that? I think if it crits, it should crit when it attacks last turn. Sorry, I'm not reading that very well. I think it should crit if it attacks last turn so it can go on a rampage. So we do have a new crit for the dragon. I'm not sure what last time we spoke about it, so I'm not sure if this is brand new information. But currently the dragon crits targets that are on open roads. Strategically, that has some really interesting uses. The idea of a previous turn affecting the crit is an interesting one, but one of the things we've tried really hard to do with Wargroove is make it so that if you, especially because it's asynchronous, if you leave a game for, I don't know, a day, a week, a month, and come back to the game, you don't have to have any information whatsoever on previous turns to be able to resume a game. So all of the information you need is current in the match, which means, it does mean for a few things that we can't have status effects and we can't have previous turns carrying over and things like that. But overall, it makes for a really sort of streamlined and easy to pick up experience. So we're trying really hard to keep that. What's the turn limit on online? Turn time limit on online play? So we have two modes. One doesn't have a time limit, and we're looking at whether or not we can have some user settings there, but that's a separate thing entirely. And then we have a random play mode, where you just get paired up with someone. It both has a time limit and is synchronous. So if you want to play a sort of quick game, you can do that. We feel that's important because we don't want you to go to random games and end up with an asynchronous game against someone that doesn't end up playing for months at a time. Can we see Hot Derek one more time? Maybe we can. I don't know if Lily saved the map. Let's find out.
Oh, let's see.
Oh,
It had a name. It was
I need the
called-
mouse for this. Oh. No, it's fine. I'm doing it.
Okay.
Maybe this is a good way to end the stream.
Yeah.
So I'll
let's do it again.
let's see if there's any more questions, and if not, we'll listen to Hot Derek's return.
There's a question. Can I start an online game on Switch and then take my turn on PC?
Currently, no. That's very difficult because it requires. We are making use of the platforms. So, for example, on Steam, you play with your Steam account, and you'll get Steam notifications when it's your turn. And we can't really do that. There's no really practical way of doing that. And then also having you be able to resume turns on a different platform. So, not right now.
Did you see the question from an enemy?
I didn't. Can you read it out?
It said if there's been any significant balance changes since our last stream.
Balance changes. There have been some, and there's going to be a few more, but the balance is getting pretty close to release balance. One of the things we're going to do is continue to balance post-release, of course. You know, we'll do updates and so on and so forth. But we're pretty close to a final balance for release.
It's exciting.
Hot Derek loves Capri-Sun.
That's the takeaway from this. He's the new mascot. Should we play
Any
it?
other questions? Can Hot Derek be canon now? No.
I think he is canon.
Is he
right
canon?
now.
Oh god. Secret Commander Hot Derek.
All your fanfic is canon now.
Exactly.
We have enabled it.
Can you do 2v2, etc.? Yes, you can. So you can have any configuration of teams up to 4 players.
Yes. 4 players.
The engine supports more than 4 players. I don't know if we're going to ever enable that or not, because there are certain things to think about with online play and stuff like that. We'll think about it. But
That's a lot of people. Over 4.
which unit has been the hardest for you guys to balance so far, and which was the most surprisingly problematic?
Which one's the hardest to balance?
I think that the hardest to balance is perhaps the Harpy.
Oh.
Particularly because commanders can't attack the air, and also Harpies are a real nuisance unit. But I think they turned out quite well, so I'm quite happy with that. The most problematic is probably the Witch, just because it's really it fills a really important position in the game, but also it's kind of a one-trick pony. So you have to kind of, you know, it has to do what it does very well, but it can't do it too well.
That's always the problem. It has to do it well, but not too well. Can't be too good. Dragon's been hard as well, because you're still working out what crit that should have.
I'm pretty solid in this dragon.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, no, the dragon's okay. I mean, the dragon was always quite straightforward in terms of what it needed to do, and I think it does that pretty well. I actually think it might need a little bit of a buff. We'll see. Dragons might get slightly stronger, but someone's asking if there'll be an Apple smartwatch port. I guess you'd be able to display like one tile at a time.
Yeah.
Okay, are we good? Do we?
Let's play the cutscene.
Okay, let's play the cutscene. Are you guys ready for this?
Hot Derek time.
Hot Derek. Let's go.
This is tiresome. Yes.
I'd just like to say for anyone that's just joining the stream, this was the cutscene that Twitch made. This isn't our work.
We take no responsibility.
There's no responsibility for this.
Oh. Here we go. Hot Derek! Hot Derek on screen.
Oh,
He's just too good. Just killed him with his eyes.
Beautiful.
Definitely a masterpiece, I think.
It's good stuff.
Cool. So I think we are done for today.
Woo! Good job, guys. You made a great cutscene.
Yeah, well done. I'm impressed. And I can't wait to see what people make once the tools are out there.
Yes. I'm so excited
It's
about
going
that.
to be alarming.
Genuinely really excited about that.
Genuinely alarming.
Yes, I'm also genuinely frightened. Yeah, it's true. What have we done? I think it's fine. It'll be fine.
Maybe Messiah's favourite food should be pineapple pizza.
Oh, that would be a good callback to this.
It would be a nice callback, wouldn't it?
Would it be hers though, or would someone else be more of a pineapple?
I like to think that Valda's like a pineapple pizza kind of guy.
He's a
like
pineapple
that
pizza
edgy
kind of guy.
you know.
He just got teased all his life. And look where he ended up. Oh, poor Valda. Shouldn't feel sorry for him. He's nasty.
Okay, we good?
I think so.
Are we good? How do I shut this thing off?
I don't know.
How do I get rid of this? Okay, stream. Thanks for joining us.
Bye.
And I haven't been on stream the whole
Yeah,
time. Just
Finn's
my
been
shoulder
on.
has.
Oh,
It's fine.
I'll
Whatever.
stay for a long time.
Um,
But he's really there. I promise.
they can see my shoulder. I mean,
Yeah.
I could just be an arm, I suppose. Okay. Yeah. Thanks again for tuning in.
Yeah.
You don't tune in to a Twitch
You
stream.
do.
Do people say that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Thanks for tuning in then. And stay up to date with us. We have a blog. You should read it.
A very active
Katie
blog.
posts on it a lot.
Yes.
It's got cool stuff. Lots of music.
Join the Discord. I'll put
Join our
the link.
Discord. Yeah, the
Yeah.
Discord is super active and really fun. We often show off things there and talk about balance and ask what people want to see from the game and that kind of
Yeah.
thing.
We want to hear from you.
Yeah. Cool.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go home.
Yeah. Let's
Take
go.
care, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.
Goodbye.